welcome to another video by Fitness Technology Services. Today's video is going to be on the Nordictrack Elliptical leg jumping off the rail, kind of like I did on the Soul machine. On the Nordictrack though, you have to first, hopefully you can see, what I've done is I've strapped these legs up so there's no weight down on the ramp. Both legs are strapped. I used an old tool belt strap. You could use a belt in some of my videos. I got a belt doing that. So that's just basically to keep the weight off the ramp. Then the next thing really, the only thing that's really tricky about this is removing all these screws. So this thing is held in by 6 screws, 2 each as it runs down. And so the main thing you need really are just Phillip heads. So you have to use this small little short Phillip off your socket because 2 of the screws are down here and they're kind of cumbersome to get. Now, I've already removed them, but in theory, it's these 2 right down here, and then there's 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here, alright? So if you find something, this one happens to be 2 foot, something to prop the ramp up with, that'll make it a lot easier for you also, alright? So once you remove the screws from underneath there, you're just really going to remove this cover like so, and then you'll get to your 2 ramps. Now this ramp, or these rails, are actually made out of a really nice plastic, and they are held in by, again, everything on this job is Phillips head by 2 Phillips head. Alright, and then you would just pop this off. This is, I don't want to mess it up. Sometimes it can be glued down. This one is not. So that's all there is to replacing these rails. Now, to keep your elliptical leg from jumping off the track, Nordictrack really has kind of a different approach really than Soul. Soul has an upgraded lip. I'm going to try that real quick while we got the video camera out, and we'll see if it fits. But what Nordictrack does is they actually put a small retaining piece of metal that fits down into this little space right here that keeps the wheel from jumping off. Soul actually has a lip, but the problem to the Soul is it's not quite as long as this. So if you were to try something like that, this is the upgraded lip that I get a lot of questions about. You would have to drill your own holes, because this is 23.5. It's another inch up, so I'm going to say 24.5 on the holes on the actual rail, what comes with the unit. Either will work, but if you happen to have this model, and I can order this, call your model number into me, and I'll see if I can order this plate for yours, because this is really just as good. I don't know if it costs more or less. Nordictrack is kind of newer for me as far as its price and cost and everything goes. So let's see if we put one up. Yeah, no, there's just too much of a difference. It's probably 1 inch on each end. Yeah, total of 2 inches. So you would definitely have to drill your own rails in, but I've already checked it out. Once you do that, you would just put your little cover doohickey back. Then this will fit right here. You really don't need to run all the way up and down the whole surface anyway. The wheel doesn't even really go this far back. It simply goes about 3/4 of this distance. So I'm going to undo my strap, and let's see if this will even fit. I'm getting away for a sec. Alright, so let's find that out myself. So, we didn't come with a rail, we want to use our own, and we're going to try our little upgraded rail setup. Let's see. It looks like it's off a fraction of an inch, really. This wheel looks slightly wider. I would, oh yeah, highly recommend, because I get quite a few people that ask me that. And that sits here, you have to tilt it just a little bit. I mean, it's not rubbing on anything or hurting anything. So I would say you'd have to be careful where you mount it. You couldn't mount it straight up like that because then it puts too much pressure on the wheel right here. But at a slight angle, that fits really good. So if I can't get you the original Nordictrack flat piece of metal that keeps it from jumping off, you can use the rail. I would just place the rail down, make sure it's not rubbing on anything, see where it's at, and then drill your 2 set holes right there. And it actually doesn't look too bad, I don't think, the gray with the gray. Yeah, so it's just got to be tilted just a little bit, but it'll keep your wheel from jumping off the track and keep you from throwing away your machine. I get a lot of questions on this. I've done a lot with the Soul. I haven't done too much with the Nordictrack, but I would say that's a go. Alright, so basically you have to ramp this all the way up. Then really you should find something to brace it underneath so you can get to these bottom 2 screws. Remove all these 6 Phillips from underneath there. Replace it with the original if you want. It looks like the upgraded rail will work. Again, it also has this like little stopper that they're ideal in that to keep it from coming off. So depending on what part I can order, we should be able to start fixing these Nordictrack machines with the elliptical jumping off the track also. Always been curious about this. I've had a lot of requests for this. I really didn't know. I didn't have a Nordictrack to play with. This is a E9.5i. I don't think that matters. I think so long as the surface is similar to this, it's going to be about the same. Alright? So that's a go. Really, that looks pretty good. And I will get ready to do another video for you guys, alright? So that is Nordictrack jumping off rail, leg jumping off track. Thank you very much. Look forward to doing the next video. Thanks a lot.